Hey, what's happening, folks? Happy Friday to all of you. I hope you've all had a kick-ass week. So we're on day 10 of the 30 videos in 30-day series, or should I say challenge. For those of you who are only just diving in and catching this as your very first video on my channel, hello, my name's Chantal, and I help folks who want to make the transition to the online space to either start, continue to build, or scale their businesses no matter what it is that they sell. And we do this through high content leverage and group monetization, while doing more of the things you enjoy with people you actually love working with, eliminating parts of the process that you hate, and making a lot more money in the process. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if that sounds like it's going to be your jam, and catch the rest of the series because we've still got 20 days to go, because I'm going to be dropping more insights, perspectives, tips, tricks, hacks, and all sorts of interesting topics about online business and entrepreneurship as a whole. So today we're going to dive into the lessons I've had so far during this challenge over the last 10 days. It's always good, I always tell my clients and my leads and everywhere in my content, it's always good to gather data from the feedback loops that come from an experience like this. You always get such valuable takeaways and learn a lot about yourself in the process. So number one, embrace the discomfort. Now, I know it's a little cliche to say, but you will only ever grow in uncomfortable spaces. There's so many times on your own personal and business journeys where you're going to outgrow the spaces that you're in. So for example, the very first time you create content online, it's going to be one of the most challenging steps you take, and then it's 4 years later and it's one of your favorite things to do, and something you coach folks all over the world in their own businesses, right? Conversations at the beginning will be super forced and a bit like an arm wrestle most of the time, until you open your inbox to countless messages with folks who are like family rather than folks you do business with. So the sooner you can embrace that shit, the faster you can grow and actually get more stuff done. So starting this challenge was actually very, very uncomfortable for me. I had a lot of self-doubt going on and imposter syndrome. And the minute I said fuck it and just posted, the rest has just started to take shape and get into flow. And even though it's not been easy every single day, here we are, right? 10 days deep, and it's actually starting to get a lot more fun. For the most part anyway. It would be much more fun if the load time wasn't actually centuries long, but that's another story altogether. Number two, the camera isn't the enemy, okay? The camera and me have had a rocky relationship, and I face a lot of challenges with it. Looking directly into it freaks me out and messes up my focus and concentration a lot of the time, especially because pre-recorded videos are not interactive. But I know that majority of audiences prefer having a direct connection with your eyes when it comes to videos. Or do they really, right? It kind of begs a few questions you can all help me with if you feel like it, down in the comments, okay? We can just open this up for a bit of dialogue. But does it matter to you if the camera is directly in my face, okay? Do you mind the camera being a little bit further away in the background, kind of like this video is right now, okay? Does lighting matter to you overall? Because what I found in the last 10 days is not to fight with the camera, but try and actually work with it, right? So that's why you would have seen me testing different angles, lighting, sound, and really trying to find what works. And I've actually learned a lot about video and sound quality, as well as the size and formats of files, etc. So, all I'm going to implore is that you just start to have more fun with your camera. And my iPhone has been super impressive. For the majority of this series, I've actually recorded it off my iPhone and then done edits over in CapCut. I've also put this edition through on Loom, so that I've got a backup of it. But Loom, the quality of the video is not great if your webcam is not good, or your computer's cam rather, and if the sound's not great, and also if your internet's a bit shabby, it actually doesn't come out as well as the iPhone. So if you've got a really good quality phone camera, really good to play around with that as well. Okay, number three, the time passes anyway. Initially I was so damn stressed about how I was going to get through the full 30 days, which seems crazy now we're a third of the way in. I wasn't sure I would find enough topics to talk about or have the energy for any of it really, and had concerns about electricity. But to be honest, it doesn't even fill up an extra hour in the day, and the benefits far outweigh any of the stress or discomfort that I was experiencing with it. And the time passes anyway, so I may as well do something productive and challenging with it. Number four, you're better than you think, right? That imposter syndrome is a little bitch, and the self-doubt we have with ourselves all the time. So what? I'm not a YouTube guru by any means. I don't even have a couple of hundred subscribers at this point. And by no means am I an expert with editing, videography, or any of the bells and whistles that go with long-form video content. However, I am 10 days ahead of anyone out there that's never created one piece of long-form video, okay? And that's just from this series. At this point, I've created hundreds of long form video content and already in the tens of thousands of short form. So if you keep putting in the reps over longer periods of time, you'll naturally just become better in the process. And like I say often, once you do shit, you actually have data, and then you can optimize and test and tweak different things and do even more in your business. Okay. Number 5, the algorithm means shit. At this point, the views per day on my videos for this series are around the 20 mark. It does not matter that the videos are optimized with SEO and titles and hashtags, which I've done with a software tool called TubeBuddy. Okay, I still am only getting a reach of 20 folks, but I can guarantee the 20 folks who are following along are folks who are genuinely interested in what I have going on. Okay, true fans. In the last few years, I've learned to give zero fucks about having millions of views because that never equates to paying clients. You never know at what point your channel will take off and get a mass following. And the upside is there will already be a catalog of content that your new audience can binge on that is already housed on your channel, which will do a lot of the heavy lifting in your sales process. In fact, I have someone in my audience right now who I've been chatting with a couple of weeks, and she found me on a YouTube video that was dropped over a year ago already. So it proves that content will continue to do its work long term once you've actually posted it and it's got live. Okay. Number 6, the compound effect matters. It doesn't only matter what you do today. Okay, it matters what you're going to do consistently over and over again over prolonged periods of time. Okay, day 1 was hard as anything to get things going. But now I've shown up every day for 10 days. That compound effect seeps into every other area of my business and life. One piece of content is not going to miraculously change your life, but the accumulative action moves the needle forward significantly. Number 7, you are your biggest critic. Okay, worrying about what others think of us stops us from actually achieving more sooner. And you quickly realize as you go through the motions that you are in fact your biggest critic. We judge ourselves, or we doubt ourselves, okay? We question our self-worth. And if we just stop and give ourselves permission and then get out of our own way, you'll be shocked at what you can achieve in very short periods of time. Number 8, asset stacking rules. One of the key things that changed in my thought process at the beginning of 2022 when I was on the struggle bus and just before I locked arms with the gents over in Group Juice was when I took a short course from Jacob Karras on lost profits, which broke down the value of creating assets in your business. At the end of this series, I'm going to have 30 new assets in my business, right? With 30 new resources and lead magnets, and continues to build a catalog of things that I can help current and future leads and clients with, right? Which also takes massive pressure off the sales process. If there's one thing I would have done sooner in my business, it would have actually been to create more assets. Number 9, we all start somewhere, right? Gotta always remember that no matter what we're thinking of doing in business and life, we all start somewhere, okay? The biggest step we actually have to take is to start. Not one person started their business as an expert. You know, it comes from trial and error and actually getting out there and doing more shit. Number 10, your mindset counts, okay? Something like this gets your mindset in a different mode. I did not want to start this, no jokes, okay, and almost talked myself out of it 100 times. But because I made a public announcement, I actually had to get my shit together and start showing up. So no matter how you feel in the moment, it's temporary, right? You've got to get out of your head and do it anyway. So some pretty cool lessons so far, I would say, and definitely might touch on a few more as we close out the series at the end of the month. Folks, I hope you have a kick-ass weekend and get up to some cool shenanigans. My run is not as long this weekend, thank heavens, because I'm exhausted. But whatever you're up to, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll catch you tomorrow on day 11. Cheers for now.